Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? I hope it's been great. I've got a little story for you today. I have indeed. That always makes me laugh, that word, indeed, because as you know, because I've discussed it in previous podcasts, we go to Dora's, the coffee shop in Epsom by the clock tower, and she is Greek, and we teach her English words, and one of the words we taught her was indeed, and she loves to say indeed all the time. It's really funny. That's aside, that's not my story. So this is the story. Okay, so imagine Thursday evening and the Sunday catch-up recording is approaching, and I'm kind of quite relaxed and thinking, what am I going to do my podcast on this week? Because not a lot's happened, but a lot has happened, but it didn't seem though a lot has happened. And I was like, don't know what to do. So I spoke to Scott, see if he had any inspiration. And then I was like, then I started to record it because sometimes I like to do it on a Friday or a Saturday and listen to it, but didn't like it. It was all so confusing. And so I stopped that. And then I tried a couple more times and I just wasn't feeling it. So come Sunday morning, it wasn't Sunday amazing. Blue sky, hello blue sky, so nice. I was watching the birds feed and drinking out of the water. The water bowl that we've put out for the birds. It's just so magical and so lovely. It was really, really nice. And I'm like lying there, enjoying the moment and just thinking, I need to go and record my Sunday podcast. And I was starting to feel this pressure, and I'd been feeling it since Thursday. And I don't know where it kind of come from. It came out of the blue. I always feel something before recording a Sunday podcast, but this was just really interesting. And I couldn't quite put my finger on why. And then I picked my phone up this morning and I'd been sent an email about statistics on the podcast. And it just gets sent to me every month. And as you know, and I've discussed on previous podcasts, I don't do this podcast for any other reason than I do love to do them. And I love how it brings different feelings up for me, different challenges. And I just record them from the heart. And I'm just me. And that's great. And so then these statistics came up. And I was like, I was just scrolling through them. And what really interested me was people are listening. And from all over the world. Hello there in America, hello there in Sweden, hello there in Indonesia. I was like, so many countries, Germany, where people are listening. And all of a sudden, lying in bed, I was like, people are listening. And it kind of put this like pressure on me to deliver. And then Will and I were chatting about it, and it was like how interesting that I had been feeling this pressure this week for some reason, and then seeing the statistics and realising that people are listening, I had this kind of pressure and my mind, and it's like my ego kicked in, and I was like, I've got to perform now. I've got to do something because all of a sudden I'm aware that people are listening. And before that, it was that there was no pressure, because there was a bit of pressure, but only because of myself. But it not like now. And so we discussed that and we thought, what is that about? And what we realised was that I think my ego kicked in. I literally think my mind, my egoic mind, kind of then cared about what other people were thinking and what will they think of me? And it's like put this undue pressure, undue like worry and concern on me. And that kind of, I hadn't realised, but that's what I had been feeling since Thursday. But it was unconscious. It was like a belief or a program that was running in the background to do with people's opinion. And I think I've talked about this before. And I've done a therapy session this week on this. So I think that what I've been feeling over the last few days is an unconscious belief about what others will think of me to come up to be released. And I just thought I would share this with you because I'm sure you can relate to this. I'm sure there are situations where this happens to you and we feel this like pressure, or we have thoughts of what will people think of me. And it's literally the ego, it's the conditioning, because people are going to think what they want of us. They're going to think about us. They're going to think all sorts of things. But what do? Do we mould? Do we change ourselves to fit in with all these different people that have opinions with ourselves? How can we? That's what we've been doing all our life. And what this is what I'm beginning to realise is that it doesn't matter. Just be you. Because there will be people that like you and there will be people that don't like you. But what does it matter whether they do or whether they don't? If you love yourself, and listen to me. I'm just like talking through my feelings and my thoughts. Okay, so I'm talking to myself as well. I'm not just talking to you. I'm just saying, just be ourselves. Just be you and enjoy being you. And those people that are around you, that are meant to be around you, will still love and care for you. And they'll be part of your tribe and part of your community. And those that aren't, well, hello, bye. Hello and goodbye. We don't need people like that in our life. So just be you and just trust that you are enough. Trust that who you are is great, that you really are great, and that you're here to have a voice. You are. There's a great song. What's that song called? I love it. I can't remember the song. It's great, and it's about having a voice. It's a brilliant song. If I can remember what it is, I'll put it in the comments. But or in the thing, but anyway, I can't remember what it is, but it's a brilliant song, and I cried and cried and cried when I listened to the song, and because I don't plan these podcasts, I remember them and then I can't remember the song, and I wish I could sing it because I've got it in my head. But anyway, you have a voice, you really do, and just literally just be you and walk, and but pay attention, be like an observer. What's my brain doing now? What's my body doing now? What's it trying to tell me? And even though it's kind of a bit uncomfortable, if you keep inquiring, and that's what I've been doing this week. I reached out to Scott, I reached out to Alistair, I reached out to people to get some inspiration, and I was like trying, and then it just wasn't flowing. And then it was only until lying in bed, being in the moment with the birds, just watching, seeing the statistics, talking to Will, that actually then it unfolded. So it's kind of like just following that feeling, and it's like picking a thread, and just unraveling it, and then it's like, there we go, and then everything flows. Interesting, isn't it? It's really interesting. So that's just like a revelation for me, and I just love how our minds and our unconscious wants to let go of this programming. And as you know, I'm a great advocate for this letting go and clearing. And I use the Ho'oponopono technique, and I've written a blog about that. You can find on my website, thesoulcoach.com. And I just love it. And it's, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And it really helps. And what happens then, so we basically, I'll very quickly, briefly explain it because I know I've talked about it before, but basically we attract everything into our lives because we're experiencing it. So everything that we experience, we've attracted it in, either to enjoy it, to learn from it, to have some realizations, to experience it, whatever, we've attracted this in. So something in that doesn't quite kind of flow, then we can clear it. And also, if someone comes to you with an issue or a problem or chats through, we've attracted that in, then we can clear it. And what that does, it helps us bring us back to centre. It helps us bring us back to neutral point, zero, the great unknown, consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it. It just brings us back. And I thoroughly would recommend trying it. And if you're ever in a situation that doesn't quite flow, just come back to that. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And you'll find that you'll really kind of come into centre. And so it kind of clears it. And then you're able to then be able to act out of the centred place, not the emotional place that we can very often feel when something doesn't flow. So if a car pulls out on you, or you have an argument with someone, or someone delivers some news, you can use this saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And it will bring you back to centre. But then what happens, which is really interesting, is that then the brain kind of, because it's come back to zero, it's like the subconscious gets fired up, and then it kind of gives it up what that belief is, for you to be able to realise and have the ha-ha moments. And it may not happen in that moment. It may happen the next day, or a week down the line, or a month down the line, whenever it will happen. But if you stay open and you stay open and stay expectant and just observe and be aware, you'll get that truth spill out. And so, what else happened this week? I had a great week, actually. And I'll tell you why I had a great week. And that's because I have to-do lists. And this week, I noticed and realised that I'd got some unfinished projects to do. And so I prepped myself. I've got a whiteboard, and I wrote down what my ongoing projects are, what my to-do list was, and what's coming up. And then I started to clear some of these backlog of not finished projects, and was like ticking them off. Doesn't that feel good? Anyone that does a to-do list and then ticks them off will know that. It feels brilliant. But what also was good about this week, I finished some other stuff that wasn't even on my to-do list, but I had to write it on my to-do list so that I could cross it off. And I know that those that know will know that's such a good feeling. It really is. So it was really good to finish off some of these projects. It was very good, very clear week this week. Clear in clarity. Monday to Thursday was just like tick, 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 tick. And I spent a lot of time in the shop, and it was great. I just love our crystal shop. It's just great. It's the shop that just keeps on giving people, giving stories, giving heartache, giving gifts of warmth, and listening to children talk about the shop and how they love it and it's their favourite shop, and how people find joy in buying the lovely crystals and things from the shop. I just love it. It's just so nice, and just the team is so much fun. Did you see the reels on our social media of us doing revealing a little secret that we do in the shop? Especially with it being Derby Day yesterday, we thought it when we filmed that, and we had such a laugh filming that. And you can find that on our Quest socials, which I think is spiritual_quest. But you can go on our website, spiritualquest.co.uk, and follow us from there, I believe. But yeah, that was fun, and on there is the reel of us doing these. Well, I'm not going to tell you. You have to go and find out, because it was really funny. And also, last Sunday, Amber, who works with us, she's like our social media queen. I have two ladies, actually. I have Louise, who's does our social medias, and I have Amber. But Amber's really good at TikTok, so she got me involved in some TikTok reels, and that was really funny. She did a Grand Prix one. It was great. And then she got me to do a dressy one and something else. But it's just laughing, isn't it? And doing stuff to make us laugh. So yeah, that was really great. I want to do more of that. And I did a funny Reiki reel as well for our Home of Reiki Instagram. But yeah, I really enjoyed this week. It's been a great week, and I just hope that each week, we just keep on doing what we do as the week presents itself. Really, I think it's great. I just think life is great. A customer said to me the other day, she said, I've come to realise that we just need to live, love and laugh. And I was like, I love that. I absolutely love that. Live, love, laugh. If we do that every day, how can we live? How can we live more? How can we get more out of our lives? What can we do? Being small is great, but let's not play small anymore. Let's step out the comfort zones. Let's do more of what we want to do. Let's just put ourselves out there. Love that. Just loving ourselves. Because you know what? If we fully love ourselves, if someone's full of anger, what are they going to give out? Anger. Or if they're full of happy, they're going to give out happy. So if we're full of love, we're going to give out love, aren't we? And those that will recognise that love will be part of the love. But those that recognise hate them within themselves, they're not going to like the love. So then they'll just be how they are, and that's okay. We all just radiate at different. So it's like, what do we want to radiate? And I just want to radiate love and happy. But there will be times where things challenge me so that I can't radiate love and happy because I'm working out what the lessons are or what's challenging me. But that doesn't stop me for essentially who I am. I'm just kind of dealing with some stuff, but I'm still radiating love and happy. It's still there. And I think it's within everyone. It's just what we choose to focus on, isn't it? We're all going to have challenges. We're all going to be times where we might not exactly be feeling 100% happy because there are other things that we need to feel, and that's okay. But if we know we're love, if we know and we love and respect ourselves, we're going to radiate that out, aren't we? If we don't like ourselves, that's what we're going to radiate out. But it's tiring. Love yourself. Yeah, we've all done things that could, prevent us from doing that. But it's tiring. It's draining. Come on, let's just all love ourselves. That's all. Love. And then laugh. I think if we don't take life so seriously, we can laugh, can't we? Let's have more laughter. Laughter is so good for the soul. It really is. It releases all sorts of hormones, doesn't it? I think, yeah, it just does. And good hormones, healthy hormones. So laughter, I think we need to laugh more. And I certainly am looking for ways to laugh more. Will and I, we love laughing, and we're always messing about and having a laugh and joking. And so yeah, live, love, laugh. I think that should be the title of the podcast this week. Live, love, laugh. When did you have the last good belly laugh? It feels good. So let's create more laughter. So what's happening this week? What's coming up? My podcast is coming up, Living a Life of Magic 1, where the great Scott has interviewed me about living a life of magic and how I've got here. So much to talk about within that, and literally could have talked for hours and hours and hours and hours, but there is a brief. I don't even know how long we talked for, but that should be coming out this week, so that's exciting. I've got a workshop on Saturday, a chakra workshop. I've got a couple of spaces if you feel like you want to come to a chakra workshop, 10 till 1. And it's all about exploring our chakras, feeling our chakras, the colours, the sounds, etc., etc. And it'll be good. It's only a little mini workshop, 10 till 1, Saturday the 8th of June. So if you're listening to this before then and you fancy it, it's in my home. It's only a little workshop, but that should be fun. And I've got a healing circle on Monday night, so we'll be sending healing out to the planet and to those that need it. So we do that quite regularly. So if you feel like you need a bit of healing, do message me about that, and I can send you some healing, and I can put it on our healing group as well. And we have some lovely Reiki healing warriors that can send you healing too. So yeah, just message me and I will get that. And what else is happening? Got some clients, which I'm looking forward to. Reiki, just giving Reiki is great. I gave some Reiki last week, which was beautiful. It's so lovely. It's such a sacred space, and this whole Reiki healing modality, as I've spoken about many times, is just beautiful. But I love it when everything just is very still and everything else, and then the intuition just bubbles up, that your higher self just bubbles up with ideas and with insights for the client, and some ideas for the business, etc. So yeah, that's just great, and it's just so lovely and lovely. So I must do, Louise suggested we must do this, where a client comes in and then leaves, and the difference between the two, because it's very, very different. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. See what this week presents. All we need to do is turn up. We need to shake ourselves off, live, love, laugh. And on that note, I'm going to end this podcast. I hope you've enjoyed listening to it. Thanks for listening. And hello to everybody who's listening to me. It's really great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And I'll keep just talking to you about my week. And we'll be doing more Living a Life of Magic podcasts as well. So have a great one. So just before we leave, why don't we just close our eyes? And just ask yourself, who am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Becoming aware of your breathing as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing your shoulders, feet connected to the ground, head tall, connected to the ground, to Mother Earth, yet connected to the universe. Feeling the love in your heart and all around your body. Relaxing your tummy. All is well. You're great. Live, love,